Hello YouTube. It's time for my weekly update. Again, I skipped a week because it was miserable last weekend. But I did take some footage that I'll toss in right here. Today it is raining. Some nice lightning last night. It was pretty awesome. Sat in those windows behind me and watched the valley light up. But I have an interesting twist to my sunflower seed plot experiment. Switch the camera here so you can see it. This is where the millet is planted, and this is where the oats is planted, and I had it all covered with straw. This is looking a little dug up. This looks entirely dug up. So I was prepared for deer. I was going to build a fence. I had time. But apparently the 3 wild turkeys that I have on my property came by and helped themselves to some food. So it'll be interesting to see if anything comes up in these 2 plots now. But in further news, I've got 2 cherry trees. And I know that I have cherry trees, according to my brother-in-law, because the magpies are coming to eat them. I have cherry trees because those are cherries. But the magpies are so far coming in to get them faster than I can, because they want them less ripe than I do, apparently. We'll get a better look at the cherries this way. See, nice and green. I'm hoping that there are enough cherries here that the magpies will not get them all. I'll just have to wander around and pick the ones that are hanging down, and the magpies can have the ones that they can get to, and that'll be fine, because there are plenty. And there's another cherry tree right there, but it's a different species of cherry. The berries look different, but they're not as ripe as this one. Super exciting. What are these painted lines on the ground, you wonder? And why are they pointing at your electrical box? Well, I need more power. So I called up an electrician and said, I want to put in a 400 amp panel. So he said, okay. I said, I'm retired. I don't have any money. He goes, that's not going to work out. Anyway, he made sure to let me do as much work as possible. So I called Call Before You Dig, and they marked out the lines where the power was. And then he asked him, all right, so how deep is it? Oh, we don't know, 2-3 feet. And is it right underneath the line? Oh no, we get 2 feet either way. They said, but don't cut it, because the breaker for the juice is at your house, not at the transformer. So if I was to cut it with a shovel, yeah, it would just electrocute the crap out of me. But as you can see, I've dug a little hole here. And you might think, wow, Sean rented an excavator. Nope. Sean went to the garage and got his shovel, because it's $500 to get an excavator. Little holes. So $500 to get an excavator. I'm like, the hole's not going to be that big. So I took the chance that I could dig it. And then I used geography. So you can see the dirt here, because I was way away from the line. See, there's a red line over there, and I'm over here. So I started the hole over here, and I watched the soil as I dug, and I saw that there was a clay line right here, and then a sand line underneath it. Or is this a different clay line? I'm not sure. But as we went forward with the hole, right here, the clay line becomes muddied, and this gray line becomes muddied. So I knew this area was a trench, so I got a lot more conservative. The first wire I found was this lovely right here. I thought, oh no, the power is not in a conduit. But then I had faith that this was either the locator or the phone, and I kept going. And sure enough, I found the conduit and saved myself $500. So next week, the electrician should come out and should put a new sub panel right here for 400 amp panel. He's going to take the wire out of that conduit down there, pull it up into it, then Kootenai Electric will come out and hook that up to the new panel, and then the house will be charged up again. And that's all supposed to take 1 day. Cross your fingers. Here we are in the shop. There's something missing right here. Again. This time, I had to go to town because the left front tire came off the bead. Little did I know that I had punctured it on a rose bush. So again, I had to rent a trailer, go get it, bring it here, load up the tractor. You can still see its tracks. I'm becoming such a tracker. As it went and got on the trailer, which was over there, and poof, off it went to Les Schwab. Now, they fixed the tire for free, which was awesome. It cost me $70 to get it there, but I discovered that the tractor store had actually received the loader for my tractor. I'll put a picture of it up here. And it's sitting there in a crate, so I thought, why waste yet another $70 bringing it back to town? I brought it over to him and said, hey, can you get this thing installed in the next 4 days? Today's the 4th day. I'm hoping to get my tractor back with a way cool loader on it so I can move stuff. Exciting. And the other news, which you all know because you're watching my channel religiously, I'm sure, is that the brooder is chirping back here. You can hear them chirp, chirp, chirp. Happy, happy, happy. So attentive. So hungry. On the topic of weeding, we definitely let the beds go. We were busy, lots and lots of things to do on the homestead. But these things were completely covered with weeds. Not so much that one, but this one definitely covered with weeds. Looked a lot like that bed over there, except the weeds were 2 feet tall. So what I did was I weeded that bed and this bed both on the same day, which entails me squatting down on the ground and moving along on the balls of my feet. And when I got done with the second one, I made myself a promise that I would only have to do 1 bed a day from now on. And I wanted to talk about that because as a procrastinator, especially for chores, yeah, the promise is double-edged. I promised myself that I would only have to do 1 a day, but I'm also promising myself that I will do 1 a day. And if I fail to do that 1 a day, that means I get to do 2 again, which, let me tell you, was not comfortable. Here's a good look at the tomatoes in this bed. Look at that. All happy with their weeds. These guys are still smaller than the other ones, but the girth of their trunks are about the same. Let's go over and see if we can find some flowers on the tomatillos. So as a reminder from the video, it went peppers, tomatoes, tomatillos. So you can see over there, I lost a tomatillo because there's one here. There's one over there. We'll go back to pepper, tomato. Look how much bigger that tomato is. It's huge. Tomato, tomatillo. tomatillo. And this tomatillo has a flower. We're gonna get us some tomatillos. I know, excited about gardening. 4 beds, completely weeded. Not messing around this time, no halvesies. In the shop, I found these weird pellets. They're straw pellets, so I looked it up on the internet, and it turns out that straw pellets are used for mulch, and when they get wet, they expand. So what I've just done is, I've laid them out in a fairly light pile, because the last thing I want to do is have to dig my plants out. The YouTube video that I watched about it said, make sure it's 6 inches away from the plant or it'll choke the plant. So instead, I put most of the first bag that I found just up the middle here, and around the Armenian cucumbers, there, and the cilantro at a good distance at various depths. So this bed is very shallow. Over there by the cilantro, it's much thicker, and around the cucumbers, it's medium. And I just want to see how big it gets. Now, so I'm going to time this sprinkler here. I'm going to walk over to the wheat and show you something super exciting. Seed heads. Check it. Seed head, seed head, seed head, seed head. Awesome. Sprinkler. So I watered and then it rained. So I've come back to report on the straw pellets. They doubled in size. So that's good. Now I can finish distributing the mulch, water it in again. The Armenian cucumbers will give you a really good idea of how that went. It's almost perfectly mulched now. It's got a nice little gap around the plant. Some water in there. Should stay. Like it.